Like, here's a fun argument I was having with one of my white friends. One of my white friends said Bob Dylan is the greatest lyricist of all time. Nothing in life infuriates me more. You could be like, Black Lives Don't Matter and Bob Dylan's great, and I'll be like, what was the second thing you said? We was arguing, he was like, I'm gonna just put you on to some Bob Dylan. And I was like, all right, bet, do it, he sucks. And I don't know if he sucks, I've never heard him before. But I listened to him, and he's good. Yeah. He's great, he's the best ever. Fuck you guys, I don't care. You ever lose an argument so hard you become a fan? This nigga played me one track on YouTube, I was like, this nigga Bob Dylan got bars. Oh my God. Can I read y'all my favorite Bob Dylan lyrics I found? I wrote them down, they're in my phone, here we go. He said, no compass comes with this life, just eyes. So to map it out, you must look inside. Sure, books can guide you, but your heart defines. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's Jay-Z, fuck Bob Dylan.
Wow, New York. Whoa, you guys look cool. I'm cool too. Thank you. I am cool. I have one tattoo, so. Thank you. Good night. I do. I have one tattoo. I got it when I was like 16. It's some Hebrew writing on my ribs. But the only thing is I have gained and lost a little bit of weight since I got it. So my tattoo has sort of, now it's in English. And I got this tattoo when my grandpa died, but it's on like a sexy spot on my body. So, men see it and they're like, ooh, yeah. I don't write for men well. Men talk. But, men see my tattoo and they're like, ooh, I like that. What does that mean? And I have to be like, for my dead Jewish grandpa. And then they get so much blood in their boner, it explodes. I'm a virgin. It keeps happening.
I was born in America, but my family, my sisters, my parents, everybody, all born in Afghanistan. And something happened in September of 2001 where it wasn't dope to be from Afghanistan. So my mom, she would tell me, hey, don't tell people we're from Afghanistan, all right? Don't let them know your heritage because they might hurt you. There might be violence towards you. So lie. But she didn't tell me what to say. So I would just tell kids I was from Pakistan. They didn't have that reaction. Kids don't know the difference. Still got harassed and bullied all the time. But then I was like 13 or 14, I figured it out. I was like, all right, the stands, they're not working for me. I am now Mexican. Let's do this. It was dope. I blended in. Nobody could tell, Until there were like follow-up questions that I wasn't ready for. The kids would be like, oh, you're Mexican, eh? What part of Mexico? And I'm like, the Middle East part? I don't really know.
So my name is Aaron. That's my name, Aaron. But if I have to give my name at a restaurant or like a Starbucks, I always give a fake name. I always say Doug. I don't know if I look like a Doug. All right. That's not even why I do it. I say Aaron wrong, I think. I have to repeat Aaron every time. Every time I say Aaron, they're like, Eric? It never happens with Doug. I'm batting 1,000 with Doug, man. I've said Doug 1,000,000 times. They're never like Trug, So it's the only name that sounds like Doug. I was at a sandwich shop in Iowa not long ago. The cashier is very friendly. She goes, can I get a name for your order? I don't even think anymore. That's how often I lie. I go, yeah, my name's Doug. She was like, oh, you have an accent. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Alabama, which is true. I grew up in Alabama. I've lived in Tennessee for 15 years now, but she didn't ask for my whole life story. So I'll just give her the bullet points, right? I'm Doug from Alabama. That's who I am in this sandwich shop. So we start chatting, and listen, I'm married. We weren't flirting. There was friendship in the air. Do you know what I mean? I was killing it, to be honest with you. You ever bond with a stranger you'll never see ever again in your life? It's fun. We talked about life and love and happiness. We connected, right? So I get to the end. She's made my sandwich, and she goes, hey, Doug, I enjoyed chatting with you today. And I was like, wow, I enjoyed chatting with you. She goes, whenever you're ready, it's $9.18. I said, great. I pull out my credit card. Apparently y'all's works the same way mine does. Has my legal name on the front, which is not Doug, it's Aaron Weber. She goes, well, you told me your name was Doug. I go, well, it's my middle name. And I just go by Doug, but my middle name's Doug. She was like, your middle name's Doug? Your card says Aaron J. Weber on it. I was like, oh yeah, my mom spelled it wrong on the birth certificate, you know. We are from Alabama, you know. We can't spell down there. I'm J-Doug, technically. That's what my family calls me. I won't tell you the whole story, but I'm J-Doug. She was like, okay, J-Doug, do you have an ID on you with the same name as this? I can't just swipe this card with a different name. Do you have an ID? Oh, yeah, I got you. I take out my driver's license, which I realize is a Tennessee driver's license. I mean, my entire life story collapsed in 5 seconds. I'm a totally different person. When I walked in, I was Doug from Alabama, right? Now I'm Aaron from Tennessee, a pathological liar.
So I am disabled. Don't worry, you're going to be okay. Lock the doors. I know. So hard. I know, I'm kind of confused. I know I'm like half and half. I'm not like totally committed to the lifestyle. I'm like the bisexuality of ability. So, you know, a lot of people, they look at me and they think that I suffer from cerebral palsy, which I don't. I have cerebral palsy. I suffer from people.
I've been going home a bunch, and it's fine, you know? Yeah. Right? It's home. That's what home should feel like, right? Just old you, right? Like if you grew up correctly, home should be like a region of the country that reminds you of the shittiest version of yourself. That's what home should be. Like if you drive by your high school and you're like, oh, die, okay? We do not need you anymore. Like, I was driving in my hometown and my friend was like, no, that's the parking lot that I learned how to drive in. And I was like, that's crazy, because that's the parking lot that I hooked up with my high school crush in, couldn't get hard, and then said, I love you. That's how home should feel, okay? Just a museum of your shame. Who the fuck likes who they used to be? Ew.
We've been living together for a while, so I call him my partner. All right, that's what I call him. He's my partner, and he hates it. Because I'm a tomboy, and he is a small, effeminate man. So every once in a while, someone will just get a little too woke, you know? I'm like, over there, that's my partner, Steve. And someone will be like, oh, are they happy? Huh? How are they doing? And I'm just like, they're great. And he's just off in the corner like, tell him I'm a boy. And I have to be like, a true ally wouldn't care. Come on. I'm not gonna marry a bigot. Also, stop wearing V-necks. That's on you, okay?
I was adopted by white people as a baby. That's half of what's wrong with me. People ask me what it was like to be raised by white people. I'm like, I don't know, I have fun. Right, I'd get in trouble. I'd be like, you can't hit me, that's a hate crime, you know? My dad's like, give me my belt. I'm like, give me Al Sharpton, bitch, what you trying to do? They try to send me to timeout, be like, go to timeout. I'm like, oh, interesting. Did you know that a disproportionate amount of the people incarcerated within timeout in this household? African Americans. Here's the thing about white parents nobody tells you. White parents hate it when you sing Negro spirituals just because you have to do chores. They hate that. Straight up, I'd be unloading the dishwasher, I'd be like, swing low, sweet chariot.
Yo, what's up, fucking? Hey, I happen to have Tourette, so if I shake and curse during the set,
Whatever. Who gives a shit? Charcuterie boards are like Ouija boards. The way the spirits seem to guide my hands. My favorite social media app is the front-facing camera. I love hanging out with my boy. This is my impression of a guy who's been in 2 relationships. There are 2 types of women. I was at a party the other day. I was looking for my friends and I had this tick the whole time. I was like, I was doing echolocation for the homies. Piece of shit. When I need to be quiet, I kind of go into horse mode. I'm like, there's a thunderstorm coming, dude. Put me in the barn.
My mom was also recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, okay? Which is the type that is your fault. You know what I mean? JK, 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 JK. I'm kidding, JK. Anyway, yeah, she's got the diabetes, and we had to go to diabetes education, and the nurse had a list of all the ethnic groups that are more likely to get diabetes and high blood pressure, okay? And on that list, I saw 0 white people. Shout out to y'all. White priv, juicy, delicious, diabetes-free. Good for you guys. Good for you guys, okay? And whatever you guys, and I always tell white people this, now that I found this out, I'm like, don't let black and brown people bully you guys into seasoning your food. You understand, okay? You stay unseasoned, okay? Flavor kills, nigga, don't do it. Don't do it.
People do not care when a woman is out with a kid. Yeah, because, like, it's not new. Being a dad was invented, like, 3 years ago. Yeah. I grew up in the 80s. One of the highest grossing comedies of the 80s was Mr. Mom, which is a movie about a guy whose wife got a job, and so he had to stay home with the kids. Highest grossing comedy. They didn't even have a word for that. They're like, he's a man, but he's a mom. He's man mom. No. Mr. Mom. That's highest grossing comedy of 83. Like, people tell their friends about it. Like, you're not, I don't know, how do they think of it? He's a man. He's not a man. He's a mom. There's laundry. Yeah. From Norway. So, probably quite a change of energy. So I'm observant enough to notice I can make the crowd worried. I'm not comfortable in my skin. I think that could make you nervous. I'm worried, and you're worried too. Together, we don't trust me. I know this is America, and you should believe in yourself. But I'm pretty sure I'm a fraud. So I barely promote myself online. It's just hard to promote something you don't support. When you think you're a fraud, it's hard to go on Instagram. To be like, hey guys, you wanna come and see this thing that I feel I'm not able to master? Why don't you come out and watch me feel doubt?
Whenever we say I'm about to come, you guys, you lose your minds. You short circuit, you get so excited, and you fuck it up immediately. It you'll be doing so. You don't even know you're doing good. You're half asleep. You're checked out. You're dissociated. Okay, but you're keeping a tempo going. You're keeping a set. Just. And we're like, okay, all right, yep. Keep on like this, and I'm gonna tell him. I can tell him. I'm gonna tell him. It's safe to tell. I'm gonna tell him. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna come. You guys are like, okay, Did you come? No! Don't look at your fucking girlfriend like that. That's how it pertains to every one of you.
I like being gay. My favorite part is the homophobia has gotten pretty good. Yeah, it's gotten pretty good. You guys hear about this pastor in the South who said he'd unlock the problem to getting rid of all the gays? Yeah, it's on YouTube. Fantastic. You have to watch it. He's like, well, the first thing we gotta do, we gotta take all the lesbians, put them in a big electrified fence, cage them in. Stop right there. I'm in. Put me in the cage with the other lesbians. I don't need to know the rest. Let's just fucking do it.
I don't like when people say they want the old Kanye back. I've been a Kanye fan my whole life. Nigga, the same Kanye? He's been crazy the whole time. You think that shit was normal? We're in the prime of his career with everything to lose. He went on live TV and said George Bush doesn't care about black people. That's some crazy ass behavior. He wants to run for president. That's a lot. I'll admit, that's a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for him, but that's a lot. I am. I'm gonna vote for him. I have two reasons. The first reason, he's just my favorite rapper. Simple. You know? Like, I like Joe Biden, but he's never made me dance. The second reason, more important, I think he's the black president white America deserves. That's right. We gave white people Obama and they didn't get their act together. Kanye. People talk about privilege. All privilege is the ability to be mediocre. That's all. Trump wasn't the first shitty white president we had. We had so many, and we took him in stride. I want a shitty black president. Nigga, that's equality. Everybody's like, I'm not racist. I voted for Obama. Nigga, vote for Kanye. Voting for Obama doesn't mean you're not racist. It means you're not dumb. It was an easy pick, okay? Obama is to presidency what Lil Wayne is to rap. You know what I mean by that? You ever see Lil Wayne? You're like, well, of course he's a rapper. What the fuck else would you do? You're never gonna walk into a bank and Lil Wayne approves you on a loan. It's cash money, baby. No! Martin had a dream, this is my dream. I want Kanye to fuck this country up. I do. I want him to reconcile with Kim. That's right, First Lady Kardashian. In the Oval Office, knocking shit over on the desk with her fake butt. I want there to be like a nuclear fallout and Kanye West has to address the nation. We're all glued to our TV screens. Nervous as a country. We need a leader. And they're like, now President Ye. He comes out in a red blazer with his chest hair showing. Freshest pair of Yeezy slides you've ever seen. He's got the Yeezy mask covering his face. Walks right up to the podium. I am a god. I'd be at home like, fuck yeah, Kanye. Ruin this country. I've been working on this Kanye for president joke for his taping, and you guys liked it, but this crowd one night, they loved it. They went crazy, for real. They fucking loved it. And this one lady in the back stood up at the end of the joke, and she was like, stop laughing! Stop, it's not funny! And everybody was like, fuck, I'm about to lose my job, nigga. And she pointed at me, in the middle of the crowd, she pointed out, she was like, how could you vote for someone who said anti-Semitic things? Yeah, and I said, bitch, this is a joke. I would never vote for Kanye West. He's my favorite rapper. I trust him with beats, not the button. You know what I mean?
But I was just at a Catholic wedding. Someone in my family was getting married. And you guys know at Catholic weddings in the church, there's always the point where everybody needs a break from all the songs in Latin. And so you go and you wait in line in the middle to go to the front to get a cracker, right? It's fun. And so I'm waiting in line, I want one. I'm hungry, I need a little nosh, right? And my aunt comes up to me while I'm waiting in line. I have this aunt that I hate. She's my aunt, she's Catholic. She's a doctor. You get it, it's bad vibes, right? She's called me and my teen cousin both fat. We were just talking shit about her. Because my cousin was like, she's not even a real doctor. I was like, she's a foot surgeon. My cousin's like, yeah, just does pedicures, basically. I was like, you're right. So, right. I'm waiting in line, right? Minding my own beeswax. My aunt comes up to me and she's like, hey, just a reminder, you were not baptized. So when you get to the front, you go like this and you don't get one. That's right. Jews continue to be persecuted, okay? My aunt's like Kanye West. I loved her early work, but now she's mean. But I'm waiting in line, right? I can't believe the anti-Semitism in the Catholic Church. I'm like, how are they not covering this on the news? This is crazy. But by the time I got to the front of the line, I was so annoyed that I just dropped my hands and I took it anyway. Yeah, I turned back to my aunt. I was like, hey, see you in heaven, bitch.
I love Uber Eats. I've been eating a lot of Uber Eats lately because my life is pretty good. And I ordered it recently, and I get a message in the app, and it's like, this Uber Eats is going to be delivered by an autonomous vehicle. Right? I'm like, I have social anxiety. I'm like, let me make small talk with the thing. I'm like paranoid. What's going to happen? I don't want to deal with this. I show up. It's a robot. Easiest transaction ever. I get my cultural food, Mexican, and go back to my apartment, start eating my burrito, and I look at the app again, and it's asking for a 20% tip. I'm not tipping these goddamn robots, y'all. Well, I guess Uber's job to give that robot a livable wage. It's not my problem. I still tipped. I was afraid. I don't know what Gen Z's gonna be like. I don't want to be shamed by them, you know? I don't want them to write a blog like, these millennials are not tipping these robots, these goddamn bigots, you know? I respect robot rights if you're here, you know what I'm saying? Who knows in 10 years what's gonna happen, you know? It could be like LGBTQR. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch me slipping, I'm ahead of it. I respect those people. It would be dope to see like a non-binary robot though, right? Like 10012. Do you know what I'm saying?
I used to be more active. I played football growing up. I played football for the YMCA. That was our league. That was all we had. If you want to play football, you played for the Y in your neighborhood. That's how they divvied up the kids. You played for the YMCA closest to your house. So what that means in Montgomery, Alabama, where I grew up, is that some teams are all white and yeah, some teams are all white and some teams are incredible. Dude, that's what happened. It's the most lopsided football I've ever seen in my life. Every game is 85-0. It's a bloodbath out there. I don't think I ever won a game, but I built some character, you know.
I'm on Tinder, right? No. This is an old joke, okay? I used to be on Tinder. I'm better now, but online dating is weird when you meet, right? Because all these guys, they know about this, but they don't know about this. I feel like I'm a little catfish. So I'll read all the bios of all these Tinder guys, okay? It's not my fault. I read the bios, okay? And all the bios say that all these guys are open-minded. Right? And I'm like, down for whatever. I used to think down for whatever was a green light. For me, I come to find out I don't so much need a guy who's down for whatever, but more a guy who's up for something very particular.
I'm going home a lot because my parents, because I love my parents. I'm trying to be a good son, and it's tough, you know? I want my parents to be an active part of my life and a lot of things, and it's just hard, you know? I feel bad for them because I come home with a lot of like Gen Z heady bullshit. I'm just like, I don't know if I feel purpose. And they're like, what? What are you? It's hard to be open with my parents about things because my parents, they have no idea what I'm going through, you know? And I don't mean like, it's not like they can't like grasp the severity of my problems. I mean like my problems are so metaphorical and not literal that they genuinely have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. They just have to round up to the next closest thing they think it could be. They try to be there for me. They're like, what's going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm never like happy with the moment, you know? Like my whole life, I'm just like worrying that something isn't gonna work out the way I want it to. Or even if it does and I have the thing I've always wanted, then I just start thinking about how I tricked people to get that, or how I don't deserve it, or how it has to end soon, because everything has to end. So I'm just worried I'm like living this life where I'm just finding things to get me through the day, and I don't want to live like that anymore. Like I just want to be. I just want to fucking be. And my dad is like, you are gay? No! No, it's a whole thing!
I was really being a slut, and I could tell because of my bank account. Yeah, that Plan B pill is expensive. Am I right, huh? Okay, you're all fucking judging me. Okay. That shit's pricey. It made me late on rent. I was having sex with a lot of DJs. Can't be too careful. I know, I was Queen of Bushwick. Anyway. I remember this one time right before my boyfriend, okay? I was having sex with this gentleman without a condom because I'm fun. Okay? Thank you. I have HPV. Okay, so we were having sex and he stops me mid-sex. He stops me and he goes, Caitlin, can I just finish inside of you and give you $50? I said yes, okay? Of course I said yes. Come on, I just got that IUD. That's all profit, okay? That's rich bitch money, all right? I'm not a whore, I'm an entrepreneur, okay?
They tried though. They were white, but they knew their black son needed to have access to black culture in America, so they tried their best. So we celebrated Kwanzaa, just like none of the black families in America. And I want everybody here, I need you to picture it, right? It's me, little black child, 2 adult white people, all 3 of us just wearing full African dashikis. Even as a kid, I was like, are you sure we should be doing this? My mom was looking like Nancy Pelosi in that bitch, I swear to God. They would go too far. One time, my white mom, she sat me down. She was like, Skylar, just so you know, there's this word that people use in reference to black people. It's a very racist word. It's called a racial slur. It's called the N-word. And you should never say it. You should never say the N-word. I looked at my mom. I was like, no, nigga, you should never say it.
Tourette's is sort of the abstract art of disabilities. A lot of people are like, I could do that. Shit, fucking. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Yup. Fish for breakfast, fish for lunch, fish for dinner. Piece of shit. You ever see a famous old painting of lily pads? It's like, where's the frogs? Imagine being one of the parents for the kids in the magic school bus class, getting those field trip permission slips home every single night. Like, what? Another one? What's that lady teach? It just says inside a dog. Shit, fucking Wu-Tang. Shit. Shit. I like that some mythological creatures have an ethnicity. Like the Loch Ness Monster is Scottish, leprechauns are Irish, Yetis are Tibetan, Jersey Devil's 3rd generation Italian American.
You guys ever have one of those days where you look in the mirror and you're like, I could have tried, you know? I could have done better, you know? I was having one of those days a while back, okay? And I had my glasses on. They were so dirty. I had sweats on, too lazy to do laundry. And I was looking in this mirror, and I was being so mean and so self-critical, okay? And it's in this busy restaurant. And then this man, total stranger, walks by, stops, sees me, and goes, "You would look way prettier if you didn't wear glasses, you wore makeup, and high heels." And then just walks away, okay? And I was like, whoa, this is so much sexism coming at one. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. This is a man telling a woman how to dress. I was so weirded out, okay? But then, plot twist, I saw the same man later that night kissing another man. And then everything changed. I was like, is he a gay sexist or the fairy godmother I never knew I needed? Because what I'm selling, he's not buying, okay? So his advice was coming from a pure place, you know what I mean? Untouched, really. I think he walked by, saw me, and was like, "Girl, you have so much potential, you don't even realize," and then just walked off, What I'm saying is, it was a drive-by queer eye. That's really what it was.
I was on the playground with my daughter the other day, and we were just playing next to these three little girls, and I just overheard one of the little girls. She turned to her two friends, and she was like, "Hey, do you girls want to play Sad Girl?" And I was like, "Ooh, what is Sad Girl?" So I just started watching them, and here's what Sad Girl is. It's a made-up game made up by little girls. And here's how you play. Two of the girls run around and dance and play and laugh and have fun. And then the third girl is the sad girl. And it's her job to sit underneath the playscape with the saddest look on her face while her friends dance and play around her. And it's unclear how you score a point in Sad Girl. But one of the girls will carry the weight of this day well into their late 40s. It's just so funny because, like, I was a little boy. Like, I would play little boy games like catch and, where you throw and catch. And then I guess at the same time, the girls were involved in some sort of social Hunger Games. Let's play Break Sarah. Ooh. I love Break Sarah. Yeah. I was friends with a bunch of mean, vicious little boys, and still, it never occurred to us that you could leave one out. We were never like, "Hey, you guys want to play Sad Boy? All right, Craig, go into the closet. Listen to me and Jeremy play video games. Yeah, listen to us laugh and play. You can come out when you've forgotten how to trust."
There's a supermarket by me, right? And there's a woman in the cashier. She's a tough character. I'm just there to get vegetables. But she expects me to bring my A game. I was there the other day and I had a cucumber on the conveyor belt. That was the only thing I was buying. I was going to the cinema. So I wanted a snack for the movie. But there was no divider between me and the guy in front of me. So suddenly that woman, she put me on the spot. Was like, "Is that yours?" And I said, "No." I wasn't able to rise to the occasion. So then that guy, he had to tell her it was mine. And when she found out, she completely snapped. For her, that was a humongous fuck up. She was like, "Oh my God, really? That was the only thing you had? And you don't know it's yours?" You know when people can't let go of the past. So, "Why did you do that? Why didn't you tell me it was your cucumber?" I was like, I don't know. I think a part of me wanted it to be a surprise. So now I'm scared of her because I know she expects me to bring it. So before I go there now, I rehearse in my bedroom. I'm just like, yes! Yes, that's definitely mine. So you can scan it, bitch.
My mom is not an angel. She's an asshole. She's such a bitch. She keeps cheating on her girlfriends. Dude, I just found out. This is crazy. She dates. She's like this very rugged, like she's very swaggery, and she dates these young, like 28-year-old women, which I hate because they always want to be my friend. And I'm like, listen, bitch, get the fuck. What do we have in common? We both graduated in 2013, and we both been spanked by my mom. Get the fuck out of here, right? And what's crazy is I ran into one of these women, and my mom, okay, all right, I'll tell you. So she goes, my mom's a mean lady, all right? She cheats on everybody. The game we played growing up was called No Kisses Today, I swear to God, okay? Yes. I just found out that's not a game that all you play. That was embarrassing for me. My buddies were like, remember sardines and hide and go seek? And I was like, No Kisses Today? And they're like, we should help you more. We should support you. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so this woman, I run into her, and she goes, you know why me and your mom broke up? And I was like, she probably cheated on you. And she goes, yes, she did. And I was like, I apologize for that. And she goes, she cheated on me with men. And I was like, there is no fucking way this is the only thing I can imagine my mom doing with the dick is just breaking it off, okay? It's not, she looks like a combination of like Rambo and like, yeah, Rambo 2, I guess. I mean, she looks like Rambo. And so I go to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I gotta run some shit by you. I was like, by any chance? I was like, I'm just gonna run by you. You weren't fucking dudes when you were dating Danielle, were you? And my mom, without skipping a beat, she goes, I mean, yeah, that's what she sounds like, okay? That's what she sounds like. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And she goes, why does that make any sense? And I was like, 'cause you're gay. And verbatim, this is what my own mother said to me. She goes like this. She goes, you're gay. And I was like, all right. What the fuck are you, dude? What, like a lesbian misogynist fuckboy? What is happening? What is going? And then she skateboarded away on her skateboard.
I have a couple lesbian surprises. I'm sporting a Brazilian right now. This guy lost his shit over that. I know, and then I got a couple woos from some creeps. I like that. That's good. I know, right? It is surprising. A lesbian with a Brazilian. Can you be a lesbian with a Brazilian? Like, I was scared to get my wax, not because of the pain, but I was like, is this going to fundamentally change who I am? Like, they'll rip out that last strip and I'll wake up with a dick in my mouth and my nails done. Like, what is going to happen? Are we pulling back on dick in my mouth? If you're going to pull back on dick in my mouth and my nails done, you're going to hate the rest of my fucking set, okay, you pieces of shit? I woke up this morning, I said, don't do crowd work, Ashley, and I can't help it. I'm sort of a genius at it. All right. I love my Brazilian, though. I love it. I think it looks better. It feels better. I got catcalled leaving the salon. I walked out of the wax center, and this dude was like, damn, girl, you got that fresh wax pussy glow. And I look like this all the time. I'm a lesbian, I'm a feminist. I never get catcalled, but I've been training for this moment my entire fucking life. One goddamn wax. I'm like, oh my God, thank you.